What's up, guys? It's Gary here from SaferWholesale.com, and today we're going to do a little video, assembly video on the 110. Are we live here right now? Is it good? Okay. Yep. So we're just before we get started, just to let you guys know that this item, this is the 110. This is a 110 3050C. It's the Coolster model. It's going to come in the box, in the crate, like this, as you can see here, right in the video. As far as the crates go, you can see they're right here. We've got a couple in the crates. Walk over here. They're going to come with the cardboard around them. Again, this is a 3125. This is a 125. Whether it's a 110, a 125, they're all going to come similar setups as far as how they're banded and wrapped. Now, some of the ATVs, they're going to come with the ATV, and then you have the, on the 110s, do the tires come in the crate? Yes. Okay, so in the 125s, they come outside, right?
No, just 150s are outside.
Okay, so we've got the 150cc's, the tires are going to come outside. They're going to be a separate package. On the 110s, they're going to be all inside. So again, it's very important that you guys know that because sometimes they are a separate shipment, okay? Now, as far as when you receive the product, okay, your 110s, this is how it's going to look as soon as you take it out of the crate. When you take it out of the crate, you're going to go ahead and use, what size is it?
14 millimeters.
We got a 14 millimeter that you're going to see right here, okay? You're going to unbolt here, the sides, the top, the bottom, and then, so once you're done with that, you're going to be basically left with a crate like this. And then you're obviously going to have all the different wrapping and packaging. Everything's going to come inside the ATV, and like I said, this one here, right? And so you've got the tires in here, but they do come separate. The rear tires come separate in a separate box. So just a little bit of information for you guys as far as the ATVs and the quads go. Some of them do have different packaging, but again, it's going to be all slightly similar. Next, after you go ahead and take it out of the crate, you're obviously going to want to put it up on either milk crates or some type of jack stands or a certain type of motorcycle jack, as you see here right in the video. So next, you've got the handlebars. Everything, as you can see, comes intact. You've got your remote start, remote kill right here. And when you take it out of the crate, you take it out of the box, you'll see that your keys are going to be attached to your brake cable right here. So that's one thing that you're going to have to assemble, basically, your handlebars there. Also, you're going to have your front and rear tire here. Okay, they all come basically seated on the actual rim, so you're good to go there. Next, when you do assemblies and put them together, the tread, you want it always facing forward. It's very important, right? So again, rim and tire there. You're also going to have, well, then here we go, a couple more things. You've got your front little bumper there, and then your rear rack. So that comes separate. You're going to have to bolt that on. Also, you're going to have your battery. Set this up here. Check it out. And then you also have, these are going to be, your different hardware pieces, your nuts and bolts. What size do we have over here?
13 millimeter wrench.
13 millimeter wrench. What is this?
10 millimeter deep well socket.
10 millimeter deep well socket. And then also, you've got your
impact driver.
Impact driver that's going to make it a lot faster, right?
Yes.
To assemble, okay? You're also going to receive in the box a cheesy toolkit. You probably want to take this and throw it right in the can, okay? Just being honest on that. It's also going to come with your charger with your alligator clips here. Check it out. All right. And then you have your dust covers. Now these go on, obviously, on one for each tire. Next, what else? You've got your owner's manual here. Check it out. It's going to come with a couple zip ties. Another, again, owner's manual here. Sometimes it feels like it's in Chinese. They've gotten much better at making the manuals here. So have at it when you look at it. Before we go any farther, step one, we're going to go ahead and prepare the battery. But before we do that, let me show you one other thing. Come over here. Check it out. When you guys receive your ATV, it's very simple. You want to ride the ATV for 30 minutes at a slow speed, approximately 5 to 10 miles per hour, and then change the oil with 10W30 motor oil. Very, very important, okay? So again, That's very, very important. It's going to preserve your motor and preserve your product and your ATV so the kids can ride it for a long time. Step one, okay? So we've got our battery here that's going to come in the actual box right there. We're going to go ahead and cut this open. Step one. Now we already do have another battery prep, don't we?
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and just show you kind of guys exactly how this works. Number one, you got your thumbtack here. Check it out. You're going to pull all these off here. Now what happens is you're going to want to pull all these off.
And do not discard that.
Those
black caps.
Oh, yeah, right. And do not discard this because you're going to need this. These are basically going to go all right on top here once you're done with that. So we're going to peel this off here. Right? And then we're basically going to take the electrolyte here, which is what? Basically battery acid, right?
Yes.
You're going to push this down. Come on, harder. Why won't it go? And so you just want to make sure that
you gotta like hit them in.
So I think it's in there. Well, here you gotta just jam at it, Dave.
Here, so what I like to do, I'll show you what
Take a mallet.
We'll get a mallet. It's a little easier.
So what I like to do with these actually is pre-slip them with the thing just to make this part a little bit easier. So I just take just do that, a couple little slits, and then instead of putting it down, line it up like this so you don't spill any extra on yourself, and wear gloves also.
Jam it in there.
Yeah, a little tap if you want. You got
And
a little
then
rubber mallet.
And then these?
Yep.
And then next, we take, again.
Little pick, and then you're just going to poke a little hole in it just to get some air in there.
That's to make the
fluid go down
fluid
into the
goes
battery
down.
quicker so you're not waiting 10, 15 minutes for it to drain down.
Check it out. Okay. So what's next, Dave? What do we can do here?
After that's all done, then what you do is you want to make sure that electrolyte is all the way in the battery. Then you would take the cap that came on top of this electrolyte here, and then you would install it. Make sure that these are completely inside the top of the battery before you go to press it down. It's very easy to damage this, and this is the seal for the battery.
And always make sure this right here, this is going to have to sit for about, what, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
30 minutes, let the acid sit before putting the cap onto the actual battery. Obviously now we've got another brand new battery here, good to go. So that's basically, before you get started, you're going to want to set up your battery so by the time you're ready to go, it's ready to go. Next, what steps are we going to do
Well,
here
seeing
next?
that we have the battery, we can take our little tool kit here. You want to go in and the yellow handle with the 2-set screwdriver piece, just install that just like that. You can give it a little push down on any surface to make sure that it's seated. You take the hardware for the battery, and after the battery's sat for about 30 minutes with the electrolyte soaked, you come around to the back, you reach under, get that little lever that's right underneath the rear brake light, and this will lift straight up. Set that off to the side. You have your positive and negative right here with the fuse. Positive is for red, negative is for black. So you take your hardware here and you will slip it inside the electrode on the top of the battery. The bolts are long enough to grab the hardware at the bottom of the electrode right there. Then you just take your little Phillips screwdriver and you can see that it will pull the hardware up into the top. So you want to make sure it's got a nice firm, don't use an electric tool for this. Use a hand screwdriver. You can use the one provided in the kit, or you can use one of your own.
That is a real cheesy screwdriver, but it does work.
It does the job, at least for the battery.
There you go.
So once you get that, you want to make sure you just kind of cover it over to give a little bit of protection. Make sure you get no shorts. And then you want to drop the battery back in. Take the wiring and you just kind of tuck it down to the side to make sure it's out of the way. Because when you put the seat in, the seat is going to grab this right here.
There you go.
You can see on the bottom of the seat they have these 2 hooks. We'll take that, put it in, line it up. Make sure everything's down. And you just kind of give it a little pop, and that's it. The seat's back in place.
There you go. Okay, so next, what else do you want to do, Dave?
Well, we can put
Tires?
the tires on. Yeah, let's put the tires on and we can get it off the stand.
Okay.
So the tires are directional, as Gary said. The one thing you want to pay attention to is the arrow points forward on the tire tread. Also to make sure that the valve stems are on the outside. The front tires do not have a hub or spline shaft in here. It is just straight through. It sits on 3 studs. As you can see on the brake caliper here, 1, 2, 3. It'll line right up with the 3 holes right there in your rim. You just line it up, put it on, and get it to seat. Once you do that, you get it lined up. You can come over to your hardware right here. If you have a little box to keep things organized, it'll be way more helpful. So you'll need 3 nuts for each tire in the front. You can get those started.
So it's good to go.
If you need a rubber mallet to tap around the rim, go ahead. It just kind of helps them slide onto the stud. If you see that you're having a lot of trouble and it's not freely sliding on, at least with a little tap, you might want to take a look and make sure that the threads are okay and all of that. So with that, those nuts are 13 millimeter. If you have an electric gun or a air impact, it will make things just a lot faster. Don't want to over tighten it. Just give it a good and tight torque spec right there. Make sure, give it a wobble. Everything seems to be nice and tight there. The rear tires are slightly different. Although they are directional, just like the front tires, they have a spline. So this spline is going to slide right on this rear axle here. So we take off the washer. Remember the orientation. And that will just line right up and slide straight on. Once you hear that kind of pop, it's going to be washer, spacer, and then this castle nut here. Now this part is very important. This castle nut has a little hole in it. You're going to need a key for, or a key pin for this. So you want to take this, slide it in, make sure that it goes inside the hole right here. And this is what's going to help hold the nut in place so that it doesn't turn. So what you want to do is you want to take this, you bend it up and bend it down just like that. And that'll keep your nut in place. So this tire will not fall off no matter what right now. Do the same to the other side. Washer, spacer, nut. Make sure that the tire is pointing forward. We got a valve stem on the outside, and slide it right onto the shaft. And once it seats, go ahead. Washer, spacer, and then the nut. You can see right here that there is a little hole in this axle. That is where we are going to put that little pin you saw. So you want to kind of make sure that that pin is lined up for the castle nut. Go ahead and slide that right in. Let's find it. There it is. Okay. And it's very easy. You can use your finger. Bend forward and bend down. And that's it. This tire will not come off.
Cool. All right. You want to lift it off? Or what are we
You can
doing
lift it
now?
off. Yep.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
So there you go. And next, what do you want to do? Put the handlebars on?
Yeah, we can do the handlebars.
Okay. So it's going to come with 4 of these right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to get 2 per.
So this is a little tricky just because you're going to maybe need more than, might need an extra hand. So what we'll do is we'll get this on there. We'll put the top piece over it and then just slide your bolts in. Go ahead and get these long 10mm bolts started with your fingers first, just to make sure that you don't cross thread these.
See that? Yeah, hand tighten.
Hand tighten first. Both sides.
Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going further down. Just like that. And like that. Now tightening these handlebars down, it becomes kind of difficult if you leave this protective foam here. So I recommend taking that off, just so you can have easier access with a socket and extension. So once you make sure they're down far enough with the hand ratchet, because we don't want to cross thread anything, we can go ahead and slam it down with the electric impact. Which we set down right here.
Pretty easy to do. This is pretty simple to assemble. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, from start to finish, you're probably looking at what, 45 minutes?
Yeah, almost. See, just like that, that's what. So with these, when we start to notice that,
Now, as you can see, this one here seems like
it
got
doesn't
a
want to
little...
go down. Even though you put it in with your finger, sometimes these threads aren't tapped the absolute best. So we'll go ahead and take it with the hand ratchet. You don't want to just slam it down. You want to back it off and make sure there's no dirt, debris, piece of metal. And as you can see, it goes down nice and smooth with the hand ratchet. Okay, do a little cross pattern, make sure everything's nice and tight.
All right.
And reinstall your protective cover. This is basically just so no injuries occur if you go face forward on your ATV. You definitely recommend putting these back on. Okay, so at that point now we have the battery in, handlebars on. We can install the
Racks?
rear racks
Okay.
and front rack. You're going to need a 10 millimeter and a 13 millimeter wrench. They do give you a 13 millimeter wrench in the bag, so you will be able to do this. You don't have to have an expensive wrench. But for now, I'm going to use my own tools. So you'll need 2 nuts and 4 bolts for the front. And you just line up. I suggest starting with the bottom, just because you don't have to use the nuts for that.
Sometimes you have to, like...
You may have to finagle it a little bit just to get it to line up. However, you see you put the bolt in, nut on the inside, and same for the other side. And you want to leave it loose. Don't tighten up the top and bottom. Leave it all loose so you can get everything in. And then once you tighten it, it will pull itself into place.
Check it out. So, guys, if you need more support videos, visit saferwholesale.com/support videos, and you can see all the different videos that we have for the trikes, the bikes, the scooters, go-karts, dirt bikes.
And it makes it easier if you turn the wheels left and right. If you are not using an impact driver, you may not have to do that. Okay, now the rear. Same setup, except you will not need a wrench for this. These are just the 10 millimeter bolts. They go right into pre-tapped out areas on the rear frame. Let's get this lined up. And then go ahead and take your wrench or electric impact and zap these in really fast.
Want to put these dust covers on real
Yep, we're
quick?
going to put the dust covers over the cotter pins
Pretty simple.
and the castle nuts.
There you go. Here's one more. That's that.
Okay, so next step would be guess.
And again, your keys are all going to be attached See, now they fell in here. Sometimes you guys think the product didn't come with keys. So anyways, right here, I'm going to detach this here in a sec. Fill it up with gas, and then, again, regular what? 87 unleaded is fine.
Yeah, 87 unleaded is fine. So before you start, now you have the gas filled up, there is a fuel shut off. So if you're having any issues starting it, it is good to check that, and that is on this side over here. These little air filter vents right here, these do come off. Just pop them off just like this. And you can see right here, there is a fuel shut off. This should be in the on position. It will say on right on it. If it's in the off, make sure you switch it right over. And you'll see right next to that fuel shut off is the choke. You want to have it up when you're starting a unit brand new, and then what you do is down to run. So we'll start it in the up position, see if we can get it started. These do come with a safety feature, so you will have to make sure that you have your foot on the brake. You can tell by the rear brake light is illuminated. Pull the, just like that. And if you get a little bit of action right there, that means we can switch this choke lever from choke right there, then down to run. We'll go ahead and just like that.
There you have it. And guys, it's a Chinese, again, aftermarket, you know, Chinese quad, started right up. So again, these are very good quality motors. As you can see, now sometimes it takes a minute to warm up. Obviously, you got your choke there. Make sure you got your gas on. There's a couple different fundamentals. Another thing here, if you look at this right here, this right here this is kill, this is run. If you have it on kill and you're trying to crank and start it, it will never start. And obviously the other biggest important piece is you must, like David stated, you have to put your foot on the brake there, or you must squeeze the brake. So again, it'll never start if you do not hold down your brake and make sure that you have it on run. Obviously you also have lights here, but it does have to be on as well. So again, a couple different things. This did take us, it was pretty quick, only took us about 15 minutes to assemble the quad here today, 15-20 minutes, but that was because we did have everything ready to go, and the assembly was pretty much a breeze. So again, if you guys have any other questions or looking for other types of support videos and how to go ahead and assemble the different products we have, visit saferwholesale.com/support videos, and you can see many different items on there on easy installation, easy assembly on many different products. Thank you guys so much for watching here today, and if you have any questions, please call us at 866-606-3991, saferwholesale.com.